The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign, trusted by over 500 NFL players for their winning smiles, and broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your host, Nicole Hutchison.
What's poppin', Cowboys Nation? Welcome into Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign in the SWBC studio. I'm Nicole Hutchison. We got Brianna Aldridge. We got Aisha Morrison. We got football to talk about, and it's Thursday. How y'all doing?
Good.
No, ma'am. Absolutely not.
why did you
I need you to try that again. How y'all doing? Y'all good?
Good.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm blessed and highly favored.
Hallelujah. I need some more energy, though.
Love to hear it.
I have energy. Chris,
I ain't see it.
he be yelling.
Probably.
He play your voice to yell.
Mm-hmm. That's probably what he does.
He's almost wake up.
Wake up! Wake up!
8:02.
You know what time it is.
Time.
8:02. It's time for practice report. Aisha,
Uh-uh.
who was at practice, who wasn't at practice, who was limited at practice.
Well, it look like a CVS receipt.
It's 8:02, dog. Like, please.
Deron Bland did not practice with a foot. We know he's been dealing with feet injuries for the last couple of years now. Tyler Guyton with the ankle did not practice. CeeDee Lamb with an illness did not practice. Hunter Lipke with concussion did not practice. Quinn Williams also in concussion protocol did not practice. Josh Butler, 31 day. Is that what his practice window? 21. 21.
Very close.
All good.
21.
Very close.
21.
It's all good.
His practice window was open yesterday with the knee. He's coming off the ACL. He was limited. Kalen Carson with the shoulder and hamstring was limited. Trayvon Diggs with a knee/hip was limited. We saw him return to practice this week, kind of. Phil Maffa, surprise, was limited with a shoulder. Again, his 21-day practice window opened up as well. Savon Revel was limited with the knee. Peyton Turner, another human, 21-day practice window, was limited with the ribs. Javonte Williams with a neck injury was limited. Donovan Wilson with a knee/hip was limited. Jake Ferguson with the calf was full. Also, Diggy Zua with the shoulder was full. And Nate Thomas with a shoulder was full.
Real quick, I just want to
ahead.
clarify that Trayvon Diggs, the knee/hip, they did send a second report.
Awesome.
So it's just knee because people were wondering how did he get a hip injury.
Okay.
And he does not. It was a clinical error. I just want to
No,
clear
thank you.
that up.
I think we talked enough about Trayvon Diggs yesterday, so
just had to
let's
put that
show
out
some
there.
love. No, that's okay. No, that's okay.
On that one.
We're going to talk about some Josh Butler real fast because we ain't seen him all season.
Little feisty self.
Obviously, on the PUP list last year, he was quite clutch for the Cowboys in that secondary when needed. Talk about Josh Butler, getting a guy like that back, but who knows if he will see some playing time this season just because he tore his ACL as well, but just getting a guy like that back to kind of help reassure that secondary that is decimated with, well, not really had enough bodies. Sure.
Yeah, I think that Dallas is how do I say this in a nice way? Obviously, they're still, we heard Shotty talk about they're playing to win. He cleared up, some of our conversation because Bree was like, do you play Dak? Do you play not play Dak? He cleared up some of that, saying that he wanted him to play. I feel like this is the end of the year. The season didn't go how you planned. This gives guys the opportunity to get some good tape on film. Whether it's for you, whether it's for your evaluation process, whether it is also for other teams, things like that. This gives Josh Butler an opportunity to kind of get his legs under him, get some time, maybe if he gets some playing time and just, kind of acclimate to the game if he gets any time. But as far as his presence, I've always liked how, in preseason when you would see him play, I liked how feisty he was. I liked how it seems like he enjoys playing press man, being in people's face. He's not a guy that's afraid to tackle. If he does get the opportunity to play, I would like to see it. But coming off ACL, what are we expecting from him for him to look like? Now, I know he's been healthy for a while.
It's been a minute.
No, he's been healthy for a while, so he might look a little better than what we bet. But yeah, good for him. Good for him. ACLs are hard to come back from.
Yeah.
Good for him. What you got, Bree?
Yeah, it was cool to see some of the guys back out, their window open, but it's also like, again, it's only 3 games left, and we're in a situation. So I'm just like, I feel like this is more of a, if he does get on the field, this is about like guys are fighting for their jobs, right? He signed a 2-year deal in 2024, so this lets me see what the team looks at him as, importance-wise, I guess. Is he someone who can contribute next year? We're talking about just yesterday about the draft, and you could go at any level in the defense. Cornerback is probably something you're going to address with the situation that you have right now. So I think it will show us how they value him, if you will. I don't really like, yay, he's back, because the season, we know where it's at, okay? All the content people that I follow are in draft season, okay? I was listening to a lot of draft content. I said, I'm not ready yet. After,
I'm sick of you.
Maybe New Year's. Okay, let me get through Christmas without the draft
I'm starting
stuff.
to get deep into.
Yeah.
But yeah, long list of injuries, and I know I was talking to the writers because I was like you said about the Dak thing. Shoddy nipped that in the butt, but it's also like talking to some of the beat writers were like, okay, well, if you're looking at statistically, they're still in it. So as the head coach, you have to come in and say that you're still fighting for, which makes sense as well. But I still wouldn't be shocked if I saw Milton in New York. I'm still going to ride that train. But hey, there's still a chance.
Please, Josh Butler. 5 passes defended in 2024. Who else on that list kind of stands out to you on that injury list?
Quinnen.
Obviously, Quinnen concussion, but
Everybody got a concussion.
Honestly, yeah. Quinnen and, I mean, Lipke stands out as well because he does a lot of the dirty work in the run game. He's, he lead blocks. He's one of the guys that does blitz pickups and things like that, which you're going to need this week. I think Phil Maffa stands out just because, they're probably just trying to, with Javonte kind of dealing with
I'm actually
this
excited
injury.
about that one. I've been excited to see.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember, was it camp? Did he get injured in camp, or did he get
Was
injured
it?
in a
I think
preseason
it was
game?
preseason.
Okay.
Well, it kind of came out of nowhere
he
because
did have that a little spurt in the preseason. That's
it was
what we're like.
preseason. No, it was preseason.
Okay.
Like he played
Yeah.
well. People were interested in him during preseason, and then we were talking about whether he was gonna make the team or not. And then all of a sudden he was on IR with an ankle, I think. And then it was like, oh, like the injury to me, I remember was surprising. But yeah, I think with Javonte Williams kind of being a little banged up, and Lipke being banged up, that maybe Dallas is just trying to get some more guys in the backfield for the last 3 games of the season. And like Bree said before, I mean, this is kind of eval time. Amongst trying to stay steady and still play for playoff contention, it's also evaluation time.
And it got a little scary last game.
All the running backs went down.
I said, who's left?
Please.
Who's the last one standing? No, I think the Phil Maffa thing makes sense, and I think there's a lot of people wanting to see what they have, because I think the Jaden Blue thing was a little bit of a letdown. Regardless, rookie year, things could change, but the running back situation, I think, is a big question mark. Not saying about talent-wise, just money-wise and what fits when you talk about the foundation. And we know that Pickens and Javonte Williams is a big piece of this offense this year, but will they be
here
able
next
to
year?
be here
Yeah.
next year? So I think having Phil Maffa in there, the baby, the nugget, like you said, to see what he can contribute.
Okay.
I want to make sure we correct this. So Maffa did play the first 3 preseason games, but in the practice, that's when he injured it. It was a shoulder injury or labrum.
So he got through all the.
So he got through all the preseason.
So that's what it was.
games.
Because I remember being like, everyone was kind of like,
had
we
a good
liked
outing.
seeing him, even though him and Javonte's skill set kind of seemed similar. We still was like, oh, this is a guy that has some explosion, that runs with some power, that runs through tackles. And then all of a sudden it was like, he on IR. I was like, what? What happened? So I share Bree's sentiment of being excited to see what he got, in these last 3 games if they play him.
Especially because you haven't seen Jaden Blue much this season. So definitely going to be excited there. But it's time to evaluate this Cowboys team as they head into this matchup against the Chargers. We're going to take our first break here on Girls Talk, Boys Talk, dive into this matchup up next.
When you're on the field, you know what it takes to lead your team and play with confidence. But that confidence shouldn't just stop at game time. It should follow you off the field, too. Join over 500 NFL players who trust Invisalign, the #1 doctor-recommended clear aligner brand. Ready to take the first step towards a smile you'll love? Visit Invisalign.com/NFL and find a doctor near you today. Transform your smile and take your confidence to the next level, both on the field and off.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Heck of a win, fellas.
Coach, the Cowboys beat us by 30 points.
No, I'm talking about my dog. He started eating fresh food from the farmer's dog and has lost 7 pounds.
Your senior dog with joint issues?
That's right, Steven. The pre-portioned meals of real meat and veggies help keep him lean, active, and feeling like a puppy again.
That's incredible. But what about the game?
The Cowboys smoked us. Hit the field, run some sprints.
Get 50% off your first box of the official pet food of the Dallas Cowboys. Only at thefarmersdog.com/Cowboys.
How does the cheerleader's hair always look so perfect? We asked, and they shared one of their biggest beauty secrets. If you want hair like theirs and confidence to match, use Babyliss Pro styling tools. The Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders use Babyliss Pro curling irons to get those perfect game day curls. To get the hair you see on the cheerleaders, head to BabylissPro.com. Use the code Cowboys20 for 20% off Babyliss Pro tools, the official styling tools of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Get the discount while it lasts. Offer may be withdrawn at any time at advertiser's discretion.
Celebrate the season at Cowboys Christmas Extravaganza, powered by Reliant at the Star in Frisco. Join us every Friday and Saturday night from November 21st to December 20th for an electrifying holiday performance. For details, visit thestardistrict.com.
Shout out to Chris for clarifying something real fast. We're going to get to that. But welcome into Girls Talk, Boys Talk. Presented by Invisalign in the SWBC studio. Nicole Hutchison, Brianna Aldridge, Christy. Wow, I got excited.
You miss her?
I do.
Just one more day. She'll be back.
One more day. Aisha Worston. That's crazy. Wow. It's fine.
Love you in your absence, Christy.
I'm so used to saying Chrissy, you know, it's just a little thing. Anyway, it's all right. Shout out to Chris for clarifying something for us. So the Cowboys have already activated 6 guys. They only have 8 for the season. Josh Butler, of course, does not count because he was on the PUP list from 2024. So you got Peyton Turner, Phil Maffa, Trayvon Diggs you get to choose from. You get to choose 2 of those guys. So, ladies, who y'all going with if y'all have to put on Jerry Jones's cap and say, we want to see these 2 guys and allow them to get some film on tape?
I definitely want to see Phil Maffa. We just talked about that. I think it's important, again, because you don't know what this running back room looks like next year, what contracts are going to get done. Talking about Javonte Williams, and you want to see what you got in the rook. I'm going to throw the wild card down with Trayvon Diggs. I think that will be, for some reason, less likely because now, I guess it depends. To the outside, right, it feels like that ship has sailed. I think that's fair to say. There's reports coming out like he wants to stay here and da-da-da. If that is true, maybe a different story, but I just feel like if it feels how it feels on the outside and the relationship is gone, that is someone you want to protect because he has to stay healthy when you're talking about getting him somewhere else, right? I think that's the biggest thing is it, to them, is it worth it? What if he goes out there and hurts something else? Now he really do got a hip injury, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then Peyton Turner, I remember talking when he came to the team earlier in the season, reached out to some people in New Orleans that covered him, and there just wasn't anything to talk about. Yeah. And 3 games left, you know, I just think that's a guy who's, you take a chance on, didn't really lose much in it, got hurt, and it's just a wash. So I'm more interested in Maffa and Diggs for those reasons.
Yeah, we didn't get to see Perrion Winfrey.
That too.
But I would have been more interested in seeing
Buddy.
Marion Winfrey. But to answer your question, I'm the same as Bree. I think I would rather, at this point, see Phil Maffa and Trayvon Diggs. Now, with the Diggs thing, though, like on the other side of it, though, is if we don't see him, it could be because of, we trying to keep you, healthy. Or it could be, the reality is that, I could be wrong, but it just seems like there's some back and forth. There's some disagreement. They're not on the same page. Diggs is saying one thing, Cowboys are saying another thing. So him not playing, I don't know if we don't see him, it could be the injury thing, or it could be, other stuff that is involved in him not playing. And so I think moving forward, like Chris bringing it up to us, it's going to tell me a lot. And what they say, the reasoning as to why, not that we can believe anything at this point, there's so many mixed reports, but whatever they say is the reason is going to make a difference to me as to why he doesn't play. But at this point, do y'all want to see him? Do you want to see him play?
I mean,
do you want to see what he got?
I've been wanting to see him come back. That's why I was surprised when he didn't. And then when they had something to still play for, I was surprised that he didn't. And then at that point, it just felt like just everyone in the media room, like, he's not coming back. If he didn't come back last week, it's very unlikely feeling that he was going to come back, because for what? At this point, it's more of him just either putting something on tape or proving, again, evaluation to the coaches. But I think internally, like, what you're getting from Diggs. You know what you're getting from Diggs. So it feels like more of a benefits for him, because now other teams, you can put a little something quality-wise on tape, because he has, struggled.
It's been 2 years. We ain't seen him play a full season. Sorry.
That was my point, was that it has been a full, 2 years?
Almost 2 years. So we have not seen him play.
And we have not seen him be the Trayvon Diggs that he once was, obviously. The first, was it 8 weeks of the season? 6 weeks of the season this year he played. But regardless, did you get enough from him to where it's like, okay, we've seen enough, or do we still need to see a little bit more? Is it worth activating him and using 2 of your activations?
Yeah, I mean, especially if he's a guy that maybe you don't foresee being here next year, but at the same time, do you foresee Peyton Turner being here? I don't know. Another element of it to me is that I don't know. I feel like if he doesn't play, he's under contract, correct?
Let's double check that.
He's under contract. Yeah, he's under contract, right?
Yeah,
he's under contract. But is there a freedom if
there's a lot of money? Like if he goes at a certain time post June, I seen a bunch of different.
No, that was my
scenarios.
question. That was my question. Thank you, ADHD.
Sorry, that's all we got.
What
right here.
Do y'all think that this is a Diggs and Cowboys thing, or is this a Diggs and this specific defensive coordinator thing? Because if Dallas is considering, if there's in any way, shape, or form, we heard some of Jerry's points of Eberflus maybe not being here. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, he has a potential out 2025. I want to get that out before.
Okay, tracking. So that's the loophole that they have, that they can save some Kizash if they release him, cut him, whatever. But I was just wondering if you ladies feel like, from what you know internally, is this more of the Cowboys are not happy with where he is right now, or is this also too like that he's been at feuds, he's had some disagreements with the defensive coordinator and the scheme and adjusting to the scheme, or is it a mixture of both? And my secondary question is, if there's possibly a new defensive coordinator, does that kind of pave the way more so from him being here next year?
I've heard multiple things. I don't know. Like it's because what I've gathered is the fact that Diggs has been taking most of the reps throughout practice. So I don't know what it is that ultimately changes the decision for the coaching staff come day before game day or whatever to change their minds, but he has been taking a lot of the reps in practice. So I'm gonna just leave that there.
That's how you.
Okay. I would say
I don't know.
I know there's so many different reports. Even I sent you guys one that just came out yesterday from NFL Network. Basically stating that he wants to be here, and that wasn't the feeling that you got. With some of the conversations, if you will. But I will say, regardless of who's more, is it more on shoddy? Like, no, this is the culture. Is it Matt Eberflus is like, I tried, this isn't working, or what have you. In this franchise, nothing is final without the front office. So when you're talking about one of the highest paid defensive players, regardless of, if it's more Shoddy, if it's more Eberflus, if it's whatever, that much money sitting on the bench has to get approved. Like, you don't think Jerry is having conversations, Steven having conversations with the head coach talking about what's going on, why not. Jerry Jones said, I quote, he's not healthy enough. That seemed weird because, again, to your point, we heard 24 hours before from the man himself.
I'm healthy.
So that's like, all right, regardless, whatever's happening down here, the big dogs got to sign off on it. And they have. And I think that is what is kind of feeling like they've been soured relationship. But then again, the latest report from NFL Network that they spoke to him in the locker room yesterday and he wants to stay and it's not what it seems and da-da-da. So again, but all I know is nothing
is adding up.
But nothing is going to get cleared without top dogs signing off, and I think that is telling. So
regardless, they got a game to play.
That part.
Against a pretty good team.
The finale, the home finale.
Is this the last home game?
Because you got DC for Christmas Day, and then you got
New York
Giants on the road. This is a finale.
Yeah.
So playing for a little bit of pride, the spoilers, and it's your, this is the final.
Yeah, well, let's hopefully that they send a message. Obviously playing for pride, spoiling the Chargers' opportunity but their playoff positioning in the AFC. But
they're trying to clinch, right?
They're trying to clinch.
If they win, they clinch.
If they win, they clinch.
Is it Texans?
There's some other maneuvers, but I know if they beat the Cowboys, then
they clinch. And I think that's all they're probably worried about.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'm so tired.
Spoiler alert.
It's fine. Cowboys, Chargers. Hey, well, we saw the Chargers eliminate the Chiefs last week, so
that was cool.
That was kind of cool.
Under 20 points.
Yeah, held them to 13 points.
They worked them too.
Did you guys see that crazy stat? I think Nick Harris retweeted it about the Cowboys not winning a game that they scored under 20 points
since like
a long time. Because I think it was a Saints clip. They played the Saints clips, and we know what happened.
What was it?
I remember what happened last year. The Saints. So that wasn't.
That was a long time ago.
That one.
It was like 2013.
It was a minute ago. And it was like, I think it's like, I want to say it's been 29 consecutive losses when they scored less than 20 points.
This team has been very offensively driven for a long time. Like even when Dan Quinn was here, a lot of what your defense did was turn the ball over for you and get sacks and things like that. So it wasn't, oh, we're stopping the run, oh, we're so sound, oh, we're blah, blah, blah. It's we're getting the ball back to the offense, which is
get it back on track.
Our money maker.
I just thought that stat was nuts.
It was. It hurt me.
I was trying to find it.
Nuts. But
it hurt me.
Yeah, it's fine. All right. Let's break down this Cowboys. Oh, here we go. As Nick Harris pointed out, this is the last time the Cowboys have won a game, while scoring less than 20 points. It happened in 20.
Even the video kind of looked old.
Was it 18?
Yeah.
18? Why does 2018 feel so... Well, it was kind of long ago. 8 years ago? 8
years ago.
Carried the 2.
Maybe.
It's about to be 2026.
Dang, that's crazy.
It's a long time, guys.
Yeah, it's fine. All right. Cowboys, Chargers. Cowboys offense, Chargers defense. You're facing a Chargers defense that is ranked near the top of the NFL in a lot of categories. Third in passing yards per game allowed. 9th in points per game, only holding teams to 20.3 points. Wow, that's crazy. 2nd in yards per game and tied for 5th in the amount of sacks that they've had. That's 40 sacks on the season. Also 9th in passes defended. Did I miss anything?
No, I think you're doing a grand job.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Definitely want to, as we talk about this Chargers defense, I wanted to touch base on just a little bit of their injury report. You got a couple of guys on there that I think are important. R.J. Mickens, their safety with the shoulder injury, which is huge because he's one of those guys that works in tandem with Derwin James back there, and is a huge reason why there's so many passes defense. So that's something to keep an eye out on. Also, too, Elijah Molden is dealing with a hamstring. He was limited in practice yesterday. But, yeah, girl, this defense for the Chargers, I mean, they're just so sound. And they're so I had a lot of fun watching their tape because they do. I would describe them as very versatile, very flexible, given whatever the matchup is, and it really to me starts, with the play caller for them. Is it Mentors? Yeah, Mentor. Yes, that's him. I think he's done a great job with them and just them being set on what they want to do. They're going to disguise a lot of looks. They're going to bring some pressure packages. Now, they're not going to blitz a lot. Did you notice that? They don't blitz a lot, but when they do, it's very intentional, and it's typically coming from the linebacker position. Now, at times, like, Derwin James is a guy that plays in the box a lot. He will help out on the run, but, just a sound defense from them to start. Yeah. That's my first thoughts about them. Yeah.
And for their defensive line, they don't use the typical 3 or 4 down linemen unless they have to. It's typically a defensive end or a defensive tackle. You bring some linebackers to get a little bit more speed off the edges. But yeah, talk about the way that the different looks that they kind of give you to kind of confuse this offense. Aisha, what you see from there?
I mean, yeah, it's really just it's just the concepts. Like sometimes they do a lot of this. They do some similar things as what we saw last week with the Vikings, is where they drop guys in coverage. You got to figure out who they're bringing. They're going to change a lot post snap, so they might line up in cover 3 and then they drop into a cover 1, and then they have an extra guy come in and help in the box. So it's going to be a lot on Dak Prescott too again, and these receivers to read what this secondary is doing and how they're trying to attack you. They also have linebackers that are, Deion Henley was one of the best coverage linebackers coming out of the draft the year that he did, and he's another guy that they will blitz up the middle as well. I think what it really is just that so many guys can do so many different things.
Yep.
Like, there's some guys that can drop in covers, there's some guys that can blitz, there's some guys, and so everyone is versatile and can do multiple things. But what really worries me the most is how they disguise their robbers. And what a robber is someone that looks like they're dropping into a zone coverage, but they actually come help out in the run. That's something their safeties do a lot. Dallas has struggled with the offensive line to pick up these safeties that are kind of slippery, that can slip through and really blow up your plays. That's something that I'm kind of nervous about when it comes to this defense, is how they are able to mix and match. And if your offensive line is not communicating, you might miss a guy, and they almost always have somebody free. There's somehow, some way they're able to have like a free defensive player that's able to kind of help out. So that's probably the biggest thing I'm scared of. Yeah.
Yeah. Yesterday, the conversations, it's the secondary of this team. Shadi was really giving them praise about them just really being in the right spots. I had the note, too, that they don't blitz a lot, which I think is fascinating, because we're over here like, we got to blitz, we got to do this. There's a reason, they don't have to do that on their side, and they're completely opposite of what we got going on. They're trying to figure out what the heck is going on with their offense, and their defense is keeping them in these games in a huge way. I had a note on Dante Johnson, one of the cornerbacks, because he actually played with Pickens, and there was kind of some notes about how basically Pickens was a nugget dusting this guy. When they were in camp, it was kind of he was following Pickens most of camp, and they were talking about that. So, but Dante Johnson now, I believe, 30 years old, not a household name, but he's, to them, playing the best football of his career thus far. And I think that's kind of the theme of this secondary, this defense. Really, they don't have a ton of those big names, but they're making it work with what they got.
Is this week 2? Is the second week we seeing it?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's the what do you call the coaches?
Clipboard Warriors.
Yeah, I think they got one of those. I think they got one of those.
Copycat. Okay, cool.
She always says. I always forget what it is. But no, and we'll talk about it a little bit. I have some sound from Coach talking about a specific Derwin James. That is their guy. That is the one to worry about. But I think I'm most excited to see how I hope this week is different. But to see how Dak uses CD, who I know was out of practice yesterday, but that seems like it's just like a regular illness, nothing like physically going on with him. In Pickens, who also we'll hear from a little bit later about, bouncing back after kind of being a little shadowed for 2 straight weeks. Against this secondary. Like, I think this is going to really show you. We talk about a foundation. We talk about being spoilers. All right, we are happy and excited about this offense. Well, let's see how it goes against literally the best of the best who aren't giving up explosive plays.
Oh, yeah.
That is not their thing. But I do think, talking about, again, at Johnson, that is one of your smaller corners. What is he, 5'10"? And I think that's where the Cowboys could potentially eat. But these safeties, they don't play games. The safety room is like, we talked about it yesterday. Like, we barely talk about our safeties. That's all these people are talking about over there is the safeties.
Yeah, the whole scheme is very contingent on the safeties, the responsibility that they have with communication, but also too, again, all of the post snap stuff they do, and their safeties very similar to the Vikings because Harrison Smith was coming from depth all the way down the field to the line of scrimmage. Their guys can do that too. Yeah. Derwin James can get there in a hurry. And to your point, Bree, just to support your point about them being fantastic, not giving up explosive plays, the Chargers are first in coverage grades past the sticks, and they allow the least amount of yardage past the sticks. So they are not, to your point, the safety group being sound is why they don't give up explosive plays. And then when you look at them, and then you look at Dallas.
We need explosive plays.
That let me, what we say yesterday? Anybody, everybody, you can go BPA anywhere. If it's a safety, now safeties have lost, safeties be going late first round, if they go in the first round now, but if there's one there, take one. Their defense has improved since the bye.
Very much so.
Their defense has improved since the bye. They're specifically their rush defense. They're number one in EPA per rush, and number one in rush success rate, and all that means is people trying to run the ball against them, and it ain't working.
Yep.
Dallas has been one of the better rushing attacks, but running backs are kind of beat up. I'm really curious to see how Clayton Adams and these guys try to manufacture positive run yardage against this defense, because between the linebackers being sideline to sideline and the safeties being able to come clean up so much trash, it is going to be difficult to me to run the ball in this game, but you do have to try. You can't just say we're not going to do it because these guys fly around. Dallas is going to have to be physical too, because these people's crazy. You hear me? Mm-hmm. This defense plays very physical, and it is always every man to the ball, every single play.
Yeah.
And this looks like another game without Tyler Guyton, so I think Nate Thomas is going to be a big factor once again.
Well, you know what's frustrating about Nate is that he is struggling in the run, and that, with his college tape, was his strength to me, is being able. He was a mauler in the run game, being able to get up to the second level, and he has had trouble sustaining blocks at the second level when he's asked to do that, and it is very limiting. Tyler Guyton did that better as he was in. It's limiting to your run game that your left tackle can't sustain blocks, especially on the outside if you're trying to hit them with some explosive runs and stuff like that.
Shadi, I believe it was Nick Harris that asked the question yesterday, what's been the biggest struggle with your tackles this season and as of late, because it seems like they have been more so of your weaker spot on the offensive line. And he said it's been fundamentals, which I feel like we've talked about this before with the whole word fundamentals. I feel like at this point of the season, it should already be a little bit more crisp than it is. But even BB said the same thing when I talked to him yesterday. So a lot of things to clean up there, but I don't think they have enough time to really clean that up in a week when you're taking on a defense like this. But when you look back at what they were able to do against the Kansas City Chiefs, Pacheco, 21 rushing yards, Hunt, 12 rushing yards on 6 carries, by the way, and Pacheco's 21 rushing yards were on 11 carries. If the Cowboys are not able to run the football and you got safeties and corners in the secondary that can cover the way they do,
good night.
Good night.
And the way that they play up front, Khalil Mack is still a guy that's, nobody to snuff at. I mean, they're 5th in sacks. Bree mentioned that she ain't trying to see Dak on the floor.
Please.
I mean, What? I mean, Tart is another gentleman that I think on the interior, he was a guy in the offseason with free agency that I thought that Dallas, when they were looking for a defensive tackle, that I wanted Dallas to, maybe pursue. But he is really sound against the run. He always has been. Came over from the Titans. I don't want to mess up. Tuapalatu?
It's so funny.
I was trying last night.
Tuapalatu. Chris, you know how to say it? Tuapalatu. I think that's how you say it. Tuapalatu. Tuapalatu.
Tuapaloto.
Pilotu.
We're gonna just put a pin in that.
I just sounded out in my head. We know who you're talking about.
We know who you're talking about.
Chris.
Wow, he's childish. It's
now,
fine.
why would you do that?
All good. Tuli.
Yeah, but their outside linebackers do a lot of the pass rushing. They do some stunts on the edge as well. They'll loop Khalil Mack around the formation. It's going to be imperative that Dallas's offensive line is sound in their pickups and that they're communicating. Like Bree mentioned, they're at home, so maybe they will be able to communicate a little bit better. But baby, last week when we were seeing the Vikings do some of this stuff, people weren't picking nobody up. It was free blitzers, and then when Javonte Williams went out, good night. And then then we're not sure where Hunter Lipke's gonna be. I mean, I'm not trying to see the quarterback get dinged up in this game, but this is a defensive line that can get after it, and they're gonna get after it in different ways with stunts and blitzing off the line, and blitzing off the edge when they need to.
When you're talking about blocking, I just have looks like Javonte, we'll see, how he's feeling. We know he got banged up last game. We saw what it looked like when Malik has to go in there. Baby was, he's getting a little roughed up. He's a smaller running back. But to the question of the Phil Maffa situation, if he does come up, what did you see from him, Aisha, when you're talking about his blocking ability?
And Phil Maffa, no, I will say this is something I reported and I talked about when I was at training camp this past year, is that I was impressed by the pass protection, by the running backs as a whole.
Yeah.
Like, as a whole. Even in that Rams practice, when they got lit up, like,
it was a tough week. I remember that.
It was tough. I still walked away being like, okay, these guys know their assignments. And I think that has to do with Connor Riley and those gentlemen. But I know he's willing and he's physical enough to do it, because that was one of the issues that I saw with Jadon Blue, is that he might pick up one in practice, but then as practice go on, he's a little more hesitant, and I think it's just the physicality of it. I do think that Phil Maffa has the want to, and he's also, because of how he plays, he is physical enough and wants to be physical enough that he's okay with taking them on. Obviously, we got to see it in real time, because these are some big humans that they got over there.
That part.
But I think that, hopefully he knows his assignments. He's capable. I'll say that.
All right, well, we do have to take our second break here. Time went by fast. Sorry, ladies.
What we talking about?
Yeah, I know. That's always fun. All right, we got to take our second break here on Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign. We got Bree with the receipts.
Yeah.
I know.
That's fine.
I haven't.
That's what we're here for. All right, we'll be right back.
Heck of a win, fellas.
Coach, the Cowboys beat us by 30 points.
No, I'm talking about my dog. He started eating fresh food from the farmer's dog and has lost 7 pounds.
Your senior dog with joint issues?
That's right, Steven. The pre-portioned meals of real meat and veggies help keep him lean, active, and feeling like a puppy again.
That's incredible. But what about the game?
The Cowboys smoked us. Hit the field, run some sprints.
Get 50% off your first box of the official pet food of the Dallas Cowboys, only at thefarmersdog.com/Cowboys.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
When you're on the field, you know what it takes to lead your team and play with confidence. But that confidence shouldn't just stop at game time. It should follow you off the field, too. Join over 500 NFL players who trust Invisalign, the #1 doctor-recommended clear aligner brand. Ready to take the first step towards a smile you'll love? Visit Invisalign.com/NFL and find a doctor near you today. Transform your smile and take your confidence to the next level, both on the field and off.
All right, Cowboys fans, this one's for us. If the men in your life bleed blue and silver like we do, I've found the perfect way to elevate their game day rituals. Gillette just released their best razor in Cowboys colors, and it is everything a Cowboys fan could want. The new Gillette Labs official Dallas Cowboys licensed razor combines his Cowboys pride with Gillette's best shave. And with 50% longer lasting blades, it is truly the gift that keeps on giving. Get it while you can at Gillette.com/NFL. Gillette's best shave is also available as heated.
Capture frame-worthy holiday photos with Santa at the Star, presented by Monument Realty. Santa will be spreading holiday cheer from November 21st all the way through Christmas Eve. For more information and to book your visit, head to thestardistrict.com/Santa.
Welcome back into Girls Talk Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign in the SWBC studio. Nicole Hutchison, Brianna Aldridge, Aisha Morrison. See?
That's me.
I didn't say it's okay. I didn't say it this time. Ladies, all right. It's time for Bree with the receipt. What you got?
Let's talk about,
Please.
we talked about the defense on the Chargers, so it's only right we talk about the offense. We heard from Mr. George Pickens, who has been down games last 2 weeks. Is that fair to say? After what we've seen for majority of the season,
Yeah, he's
right?
had a couple down.
Yeah, we'll say that. So he hears it, right? He talked about, he's used to it, kind of over it. I think was one of the quotes that Mr. Joe Hoyt shared yesterday. But this is what he had to say about these last off games, if you will.
Oh, yeah, just double coverage. Surely that simple. Just double coverage. Like I said, offensively, all we can do is just try to execute at a high level, depending on, no matter what that is.
How are they double covering you differently?
Just keeping the guy inside and keeping the guy outside, or keeping the guy over the top and having a guy underneath just on one side of the field, which is mainly, like I said, a huge product of CDs going crazy, flows going crazy, which is super proud of them guys.
Oh.
It's the for my film girly, the double coverage. We talked about that, right? We know that we're always each week, who are they going to try to, you got to pick a side. Mm-hmm. And Pickens says they're picking his side, right? But my thing is, when there was no Pickens last season, I feel like CD was the guy getting double coverage. And, besides the end of the season getting banged up and what have you, he was handling it. Mm-hmm. So, from film-wise, do you feel like what he's saying is a fair assessment that he's not popping off because of the double coverage?
It's a part of it, and it's a part of it's protection. It's protection's a part of it as well. It's it's not even that he's not it's not even that he's double coverage. One thing about Dak, and we've seen it. We saw it plenty of times the other week. Dak ain't scared to throw the ball to his guy in double coverage. We've seen Pickens make some huge grabs in double coverage. I think it has a lot to do with the QB being comfortable, the protection, him being able to set his feet. I mean, you're going up against another defense this week that runs a lot of nickel and a lot of dime, and what that means is that they're going to have another DB on the field. So they're going to have a little bit more speed, a little bit more agility. When you talk about the Chargers defense, they run 54.6 nickel most of the time. So that means that they are going to have another DB out there, and then also, too, they run a lot of dimes, so they might have 6 out there. So they are cool with dropping a lot of guys in coverage. They run a lot of zone, and that's what a lot more teams have been doing against you, because they know they cannot beat you in man. So I say all that to say that it is, if I was a smart defense, that's what I would do, and the Chargers are going to do the same thing, and they have the secondary players to do it. Dallas, the only way that Dallas is going to beat it is if they can run the ball.
Yep.
And also, too, sitting in these zones, it's going to be up to Pickens and CD to sit in these zones, be comfortable. Dak's going to have to deliver the ball to them. Now, they will give you a lot of cushion on the outside. That might help Pickens. They gave up. So they allow 7.2 yards of cushion off the line of scrimmage. So I am looking at them for Dallas to be able to kind of get Pickens and those guys the ball early and stuff. But as far as them doubling him, it's just the way it looks. It looks like he's being doubled. But also, too, big dog,
I couldn't hold it.
Also, too, big dog. We know you double covered. We know they shading over here.
You want to make
I'm
sure
gonna need you to
knew.
not care.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna need you to stay attacking the ball and stay not letting them, even if they being grabby, because people are being very grabby, play through contact. That's all I gotta say.
You
But
did make a good point about dime. They run dime at the second highest rate in the NFL.
they got a spirit on them.
Yeah.
They got a spirit on them. They do not want you to pass the ball, and they have the front four to do it. They don't have to do a whole bunch of blitz. What you said, Bree was like, we over here talking about blitz. They ain't even got a blitz.
Yeah.
They don't.
What's that like? Anyways.
All right, cool.
So they can drop off.
This was probably my favorite little bite of the press conference from Brian Schottenheimer, because Aisha, you broke down Mr. Derwin James and what he can do to any defense, right? We're talking about the secondary is the story with this Chargers defense. Shotty has a little history with Mr. Derwin James.
You know, he's just he's good in coverage. He's a great blitzer. He's a good run defender. You know, they're using him a lot in what we call Buffalo nickel, where, you know, they put the bigger body in there to get him closer to the ball to try to impact the game and make plays. And funny story, I remember we were playing him his rookie year in Seattle, and I was out for pre warm-ups, and I was like, man, who's that defensive end? And they go, nah, I'm not a defensive end. I said, who is it? They said, that's their first-round draft pick, the safety. I was like, oh, damn. So obviously his size, athleticism, he's been doing it at a high level for a long time, and one of the best box safeties in football, in my opinion.
And that's pretty much the story with the defensive end. That's not a defensive end. I thought that was so funny.
That was funny. A defensive end?
That's crazy.
The big boy.
Well,
Yeah.
Jake Ferguson, what did we say about him? Is he's dealing with something, ain't he? What did I say?
I believe is it still calf? Wow, that's crazy. We literally just went over.
Yeah, he was full.
Full participant.
He better
Work
carry
that
that lunch pail this week.
Yep.
Cause Darren be coming downhill. You hear me?
You know, didn't y'all watch the game? The show?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Think of like
Derwin James.
I did. No, I used to love that show.
Med school.
That was funny. It was kind of cheesy if you think about it.
It was a great show.
Very
Back then
cheesy.
I liked it a lot.
Soundtrack was elite.
You're right. All right. On that note, y'all ladies will be back here tomorrow. I will miss y'all, but that's a wrap for today's show. Y'all got bullseye or bust. Y'all better come with the energy because I will
With
be
Christy
watching.
Scales.
Christy Scales. She will be come with the energy. Y'all better match it.
We gonna try.
Or y'all are gonna get on the table.
We can't get on this table.
Figure it out.
Chris said we can't.
I better see some energy tomorrow.
Yeah, Chris said we can't, so we can't do it.
I guess. We'll figure it out. All right, that's a wrap for today's show. For Brianna Aldridge, Aisha Morrison, I'm Nicole Hutchison. We'll see y'all back here tomorrow.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?